Hi, Mark from Appmixer here. In this short video you'll learn about all the components that come under the HTTP module in Appmixer. Namely, we'll talk about some of the most common HTTP requests like post, put, get, response, uptime or delete. To start using HTTP requests in Appmixer, drag the HTTP module from the left panel and drop it to the canvas. Note that there are multiple requests that you can send using Appmixer. I mentioned basically all of them: delete, get, post, put, response, uptime, and webhooks. Let's look at an example where the get method is used. Say we wanted to get the current Bitcoin price in USD to our email address every day at 10 a.m. Knowing there are open APIs that allow us to get the current Bitcoin price, the setup in Appmixer will already be pretty simple. We'll start the flow with the scheduling module that will be presented later in the knowledge base. For now, let's just say that this trigger makes sure the flow starts every day at 10 a.m. Note that we use the cron syntax here. Next, we want to use the HTTP module, or more specifically, the get component. We need to define the host URL from which we'll gather the data. We are almost done. The last piece of the puzzle is the send email component that will ensure we get notified via email when the flow executes. Let's set the email address, subject, and as the body of the email, we may want to use the current Bitcoin price. Notice how we use both variables and modifiers to extract the data we need. In this case, we use the JSON path, where the path is USD. It's important to know that the way you alter the data using modifiers depends on the response you get when calling the API. In our case, as I said, we set the JSON path to USD. Once you hit the Start Flow button, miracles happen. Well, maybe not miracles, but we certainly get the current Bitcoin price sent to our email address. You may wonder why we received the email immediately after launching the flow and not at the 10 a.m. we defined in the trigger. There is a little toggle that says trigger immediately in the trigger setup. If this is turned on, the flow triggers immediately when it started. You learned the basics of HTTP in Appmixer. Make sure to check our next articles and video to learn more about Appmixer and its core features.